Alright, so we start off this story with these two people over here named Odin and Frigg. Odin was known for being the ruler of Norse gods, while Frigg was known for being Odin's wife and the mother of our good man Baldur. Baldur was known for being a pretty chill dude. Everybody loved the guy. I mean, even the people in the underworld. In fact, these goons loved these guys so much that they're preparing a big party for him. This party was so grand that my man Baldur was getting dreams of how grand it would end up being. Also, he dreamed about how there was a crap ton of misfortune about to occur. Probably should have mentioned that earlier. Anyways, Baldur decided to tell Daddy Dearest over here about these dreams, and Odin was like, "Oh god, this man's getting dreams in a mythology story? And it's about misfortune? Alright, I gotta investigate this." Odin then threw on a disguise and took a hike to Big Bill House to ask a dead Cirrus if these dreams actually were reality. But as soon as Odin got down there to ask, he was hit with the sudden shock of the party I was mentioning earlier. Okay, so I gotta find a dead Cirrus to find the truth of Baldur's visions. Wow, look at this party being Wait a minute. He eventually finds a Cirrus where he would ask who this party was for, in which the Cirrus would reply that it was for Baldur. The Cirrus also slips how Baldur was gonna die, but then realized it was Odin she was talking to and refused to say anything else of the matter. Once Odin got back from the underworld, he told Frigg about Baldur's current situation. And as a respectful mother that Frigg was, she decided to ride across the entirety of reality to make sure nothing could hurt her son. Oh, look at this cool rock I found in space. Hey, Rock, would you like to not hurt my son? Thank you. Oh, dang, there's some mistletoe floating in this space too, but it's kind of useless. It's not gonna hurt my son anyways. Oh, another object in space. Oh, it's a sword. Please don't hurt my son. Okay, thank you. Once she got back from her adventure of hers, she and Odin were able to calm down a little and relax. Nothing can hurt our son anymore. Finally, we can stop worrying about him, is what they thought. They at some point actually started to start chucking crap at my man Baldur, turning into a game because literally everything would just bounce off of him like rubber. Personally, I think they were pushing their luck, which turned out to be the case because the biggest before the internet troll of the Norse mythology, Loki, decided it would be a good idea to see if Baldur was truly invincible. So Loki threw on a disguise and went up to Frigg and asked, "Is there really nothing that can harm Baldur? I mean, there has to be something, right?" In which Frigg would reply, "Ha! Nothing could hurt him. I mean, except for a mistletoe, but come on, that thing is so small and weak that it couldn't even hurt a fly, let alone Baldur." And then Loki got an idea. Loki got a wonderful, awful idea. Okay, I'm pausing the story right here for a second because I just want to talk about this. Why would you even tell anybody that? I mean, like, I get that Loki was disguised and everything, but seriously, if you really cared for your son enough to ask everything in literal existence not to hurt it, then why would you be careless enough to tell just some random person your son's one possible weakness? I mean, I just wanted to vent that. Sorry, we can go back to the story now. Loki, after hearing this, immediately departed for the nearest mistletoe and carved it into a micro spear. He then came back to where everybody was still throwing random crap at Baldur and saw Hodor, the blind god, quietly standing in the corner of the area. Loki walks over to this man and he's like, "Oof, you gotta be hella bored not being able to join the fun that everyone's having right now. Here, let me give you this spear to throw at Baldur. I'll even point you in the right direction." In which Holden nods and chucks the spear at Baldur. And then the mistletoe became the mistletoe. Baldur drops dead on the spot. The gods, they are speechless. They know what was to follow Baldur's death. After a while of silence, Frigg starts asking everyone if they were big enough chat to go back to Big Bill House, offer Hel, the death goddess, a ransom to release Baldur back to the living world. After hearing this, Hermod, brother of Baldur, volunteered. Hermod made sure that he wasn't wasting any time. He took Odin's horse and immediately started his journey to Big Bill House. While this was happening, everyone decided it was time to give Baldur his funeral. The gods decided to use Baldur's ship to send him off all Viking-like by lighting his ship on fire with his corpse on it. But even though all the gods were there, none of them could get Baldur's boat unbeached into the water. So they had to summon the strongest creature in existence, the giantess Hiroken, and she pushed the boat into the water with such force that the entire earth started to shake. While they were loading his corpse onto the boat, Baldur's wife Nana saw the corpse and just dropped dead on the spot. And the gods were like, "Eh, what a shame. Throw her onto the boat too." And then they lit the boat on fire and sent it off into the horizon. But this story isn't done yet. We snap back to the Chad, Hermod, who during this funeral has made his ride down to Big Bill Hills and was stopped by the giantess Mudgood, who was guarding the bridge that led to where Hermod needed to go. Mudgood asked Hermod why he wanted to cross into Hell's realm, and then also stated that he looked surprisingly alive for somebody in the literal dead man's land. Hermod would then state that he was down here to bring back Baldur and that he was indeed alive, which piqued Margud's interest and let him cross into Hell's realm. Once Hermod reached Hel's throne, he asked her to free Baldur and said that literally everyone was mourning for his loss. Hel over here took that literally and was like, "Everyone? Hmm, You know what? Prove it! Prove it that literally everybody is mourning for this man right now, then I'll let you take him back. It'll be easy enough. But if a single person isn't mourning for him, I'll be keeping him here." Helmut rode back to Asgard and told the gods what Hel had said. As soon as this happened, they sent messengers to everything that was living, asking them to mourn for Baldur. And everyone did, except for one person, a giantess named Tok, who literally was just Loki in disguise. And then, because of Loki doing this, Baldur was stuck down in Big Mill Hills forever.